Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good afternoon. I'm Catherine Potter, Dean of the Rutgers School of Social Work, and I'm so pleased to welcome you here today. First of all, graduates, if you've not made a grand entrance into the room where you're celebrating today, please consider doing that. Do the walk, give the waves to family, friends, fans. We want to have some fun with this virtual celebration today. This is not the convocation that we wanted, but that doesn't lessen our excitement in celebrating with you. It doesn't lessen the value of your accomplishments. It certainly doesn't lessen the impact on the world that we know that you will have. In the last 18 months, you have learned that there's very little you cannot handle and overcome. I know you will be the legendary social work leaders for the age to come. But before we begin today, let's have a moment of silence to consider those affected by the twin pandemics, the twin imperatives of our time. Let's consider those who've lost their lives, those who are suffering, those who are rebuilding lives forever changed. And let's commit ourselves to service, to partnership and allyship, a commitment that we make as individuals and also as a profession. As we begin our celebration today, we're going to do what we usually do at Convocation, beginning right now. Graduates, would you please stand and applaud your family and friends? You would not be here without them. You know the drill for interacting in Zoom. Use the chat. Based on our experience last year, I'm here to tell you that the chat was a wonderful communication among folks who are here today. Graduates, you are PhD and DSW graduates. That's the highest social work degree. You're MSW graduates, the heart of our profession. You're BASW graduates who are earning your first social work degree. Students, you come from all over the state, region, and country, and you've studied in our signature programs. So let's just do a little shout out in the chat and in your own homes for our doctoral programs, PhD and DSW, for the BASW graduates, and MSW students for our various programs, for intensive weekend, online, blended, for New Brunswick-based students, for Camden-based students, and Newark-based students. For those of you who've chosen to do a certificate for LISTA, Latinx Initiatives for Service, Training, and Assessment, for the VOSI certificate, Violence Against Women and Children, for ACT, Addictions Counselor Training, for Aging and Health certificate, and for CHAP, Promoting Child and Adolescent Wellbeing. We have a great program for you today, including our honored speaker, Congresswoman Lisa Blunt Rochester. When we look for a graduation convocation speaker. We look for someone who stands for the values of our profession. We look for someone who makes choices to stand for social justice and to advance opportunities for others. Congresswoman Blunt Rochester is the first African-American and first woman to represent Delaware in the U.S. House of Representatives. She began her distinguished career in public service as an intern and later as a caseworker in a congressional office, where she helped Delawareans with their Social Security benefits, housing needs, disability insurance claims, IRS disputes. She would go on to serve in the cabinets of 2 Delaware governors and as CEO of the Metropolitan Wilmington Urban League, an action-oriented public policy research think tank. For these and many other reasons, Congresswoman Blunt Rochester is the recipient of this year's Voice of Social Justice Award. We're delighted to have her here today and look forward to hearing what she has to share. We also have a performance ahead from 2020 graduate Christiana Danielle, a singer, songwriter, and top 10 performer on NBC's The Voice. You'll also hear from a fellow graduate, so stay for the entire time or you'll miss some really memorable experiences. And now, on with the celebration. Each year, we recognize faculty and staff members for their excellence. These awards are particularly significant because many of the recipients are selected by you, our students. The recipient of our first award creates outstanding learning opportunities for clinical specialization MSW students to acquire theoretically grounded clinical intervention knowledge and skills. This year's Outstanding Professor in the Clinical Specialization Award goes to Ryan DeMiglia. The Outstanding Professor in the MAP Specialization creates learning opportunities for MAP MSW students to acquire the skills they need to do high-impact social work practice in management and policy environments. This year's award winner is Cassandra Simmel. Our Outstanding Professor for Excellence in Inclusion, Intersectionality, Diversity, Equity, and Advancement Teaching creates a safe and challenging learning environment for the development of strong idea practice knowledge and skills. This year's award winner is Dwayne Battle. The Most Supportive Professor Award goes to a faculty member that students indicate is flexible, serves as a mentor, role model, and resource to students, and is open to suggestions and feedback. This recipient is also understanding of students' life situations and concerns. This year's award goes to Anna Haley. The Outstanding Professor for Innovative and Creative Teaching Award goes to a faculty member who challenges students to learn beyond the classroom and establishes a learning environment that encourages intellectual capacity and diverse viewpoints. This recipient creatively uses new technology to challenge students and collaborates with interdisciplinary fields to broaden student horizons. This year's winner is Marla Blunt Carter. The Exemplary Idea Research Recognition Award honors faculty and staff who have made outstanding and innovative contributions to idea research initiatives. The individual or team recognized with this award serves as a model for how idea perspectives can permeate our research portfolio. The 2021 award winner is Abigail Williams Butler. We have many part-time lecturers who teach in all of our programs. They are leaders in their practice fields, creating an outstanding learning environment that brings contemporary social work practice knowledge and skills into the classroom. Someday, many of you will join them as faculty in our programs. This year's Outstanding Part-Time Lecturer Award goes to Jennifer Polizotto. We also recognize the teaching of instructors who are also students in one of our doctoral programs. I'm pleased to present the award for the Outstanding Doctoral Student Instructor in the BASW or MSW program to this year's winners, Katie Butner, and Lorraine Howard. We also like to honor our staff who make tremendous contributions to our students and without whom the school really cannot operate. This staff member has an open ear to student questions and concerns, helps them understand how processes at the school work, and is welcoming and friendly to students. This year, the winner of the Most Supportive Staff Award is Arlene Hunter. Marlena Ubel is this year's Convocation student speaker. Marlena is graduated from our blended MSW program with a concentration in management and policy. She earned her bachelor's degree in philosophy at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. As an undergraduate, she spent a summer at MIT as a fellow at the Philosophy and an Inclusive Key Summer Institute, working to make the discipline more inclusive. Marlena was named a 2020-2021 Kathleen Crotty Fellow through the New Jersey Policy Perspective and a fellow at the Eagleton Institute for Politics at Rutgers. Her work has been focused on poverty, inequality, and public policy, specifically the impacts of taxation and the carceral system. She was recently awarded a fellowship from the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, and in this role, she will continue to analyze public policy and advocate for social justice.
First, I want to say thank you. Thank you to the faculty and staff at the School of Social Work. Thank you to my peers, and thank you to my family, especially my mother. I was born in Puerto Rico, which, as my mother, who was told to go back to her country, can attest, makes some people believe I don't belong here. I do. This is my country. Even so, English is my mother's second language. Few of my family members have completed high school, and life was sometimes hard. As a first-generation college student and a mother myself, I am so thankful for all of the support I have received, which allows me to speak to you all today. Now, this has been the most challenging year of graduate school, probably the most challenging year of our lives. We have all experienced a kind of collective trauma, and some of us have felt that more acutely than others. And while we are each managing our own private struggles, we are social workers. This year was like our bat signal, a call to action. So we dug down deep and we got to work. We volunteered to do contact tracing. We organized in our communities. We built coalitions, attended protests, supported our clients, cared for our families. And all the while, we were writing papers, taking tests, and working toward this moment. Needless to say, we're exhausted. But we should also be proud. I, for one, am so proud of us and all that we have accomplished, despite, and sometimes because, of everything we have navigated in 2020. It may not be how we pictured it, but this is our moment. Celebrate it. And our work has just begun. Most of us, myself included, have chosen this path because we have deep personal connections to the work. Social, racial, and economic justice are not just at the core of what we do, but who we are. Taking a strengths-based approach comes naturally to us. There are so many examples of how you all, my colleagues, embody this. Noelia, who regularly made space for her peers by asking for mental health checks in breakout rooms. Avery, who remained a fierce advocate for LGBTQ youth despite a global pandemic. Jaleesa, who is building a new organization to help young Black women and girls in crisis. And all of you who have built coalitions and formed strong bonds despite being unable to be on campus. Let me tell you, I have taken classes in other departments, and the School of Social Work is special. I know I've said this before, but I am just so proud to be a part of this group. You all are amazing. And now we go out into the world, we take these lived experiences and newly acquired skills, and we leverage them to form large structural change. We are going to be what the world has been missing. I can say this with confidence because we are uniquely qualified. Social workers are advocates, organizers, leaders, movers, and shakers. And no one is more qualified to change the world.
And now our PhD, DSW, MSW, and BASW program directors will present the members of the graduating class of 2021 and our student award winners.
Presenting the Doctor of Philosophy in Social Work Awards. Winner of the Dean's Dissertation Award for Outstanding Dissertation Research, Yuchi Wang. The Emerging Scholar Idea Research Award recognizes a student who has made outstanding and innovative contributions to idea research initiatives. The 2021 award winner is Iris Cardenas. Dean Potter, on behalf of the faculty at the School of Social Work at Rutgers University, I am honored to present the members of the PhD in Social Work graduating class of 2021. Their faculty have affirmed that they have successfully met all of the requirements for this degree and are entitled to all of the rights and responsibilities pertaining to this degree. Congratulations. Xiaofan Lin, dissertation title, Financial Strain, Depression, and Financial Education Intervention. Chair, Dr. Judy Postmus. Jordan Steiner, dissertation title, The Relationship Between Sexual Violence and Mental Distress for Female Adolescents and Young Women in Malawi. Chair, Dr. Judy Postmus. Yuchi Wang, dissertation title, Neighborhood Effects on Social Isolation and Loneliness Among Community-Dwelling Older Adults. Chair, Dr. Andrew Peterson.
Dean Potter, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Social Work at Rutgers University, I am honored to present the members of the Doctorate in Social Work graduating class of 2021. Their faculty have affirmed that they have successfully met all of the requirements for this degree and are entitled to all the rights and responsibilities pertaining to this degree. Congratulations. Jennifer Agostino, Allison Bates, Melissa Campbell, Michaela Costa, Mariama Diallo, Alexandra Farcio, Taji Kareem Reich, Kira O'Brien, Katie Protos, Tara Ryan, Sherry Wilson.
Presenting the Master of Social Work Awards, winners of the Outstanding MSW Student in the Clinical Specialization Award. Dean Alexander Manning. Martha A. Pender, winner of the Outstanding MSW Student in the MAP Specialization Award. Marlena Ubel, winner of the Outstanding MSW Student in the Online Program Award. Sonia Bradley, winner of the Outstanding MSW Student in the Intensive Weekend Program Award. Simone Alexandra Jarvis, winner of the Outstanding MSW Student in the Blended Program Award. Nicole Epps, winner of the Outstanding MSW Student Studying in Newark Award. Rodrigo Cardenas Jr., winner of the Outstanding MSW Student Studying in Camden Award. Karima Major, winner of the Outstanding MSW Student Studying in New Brunswick Award. Elizabeth Antonowitz,
Dean Potter, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Social Work at Rutgers University, I am honored to present the members of the Master of Social Work graduating class of 2021. Their faculty have affirmed that they have successfully met all of the requirements for this degree and are entitled to enter the field of social work with all of the rights and responsibilities pertaining to this degree. Congratulations.
Jackie Abdu, Kia Abdus Sabur, Karen Adrada, Jonathan Augusto, Michael Alcantara, Santiago Almeida Dantes, Jacqueline Altamirano, Cynthia Amarutu, Sabia Anam, Ashley Anderson, Tammy Anrede, Mashoud Animashun, Alexander Antonio, Elizabeth Antonowitz, Olivia Anushunwu, Ani Kachi Anyanwu, Chrissy Apicella, Payal Aurora, Wilfred Asamua, Patricia Avellino, Margie Ayerdis, Melissa Baculus, Ann Baker, Hunter Banks, Najia Banks, Alexandra Barazati, Erica Barbosa, Caroline Barcia, Alyssa Bari, Lori Barry, Melissa Barry, Julia Barton, Melissa Barua, Joseph Bastian, Cynthia Batista, Danya Marie Batista, Demetrius Baxter, Catherine Bednarski, Ariel Lauren Bello, Kristen Bello, Michelle Beltran, Catherine Benavides, Allison Benitez, Sarah Benjamin, Jessica Bergbauer, Natalie Barrett, Michelle Beavis, Katrina Blaze Schlossberg, Renee Blanco, Wanda Blunt, Margaret Bolanos, Florence Bonfigli, Kathina Bonaire, Kelsey Borden, Maria Boudreau, Pierce Bourget, Shadeja Brazy, Anna Bradley, Sonia Bradley, Vaniva Brieva, Catherine Briggs, Danielle Brotherton, Aaliyah Brown, Nishi Brown, Allison Browning, Kendall Bryan, Cassidy Buchanan, Alicia Bullock, Dominique Bullock, Elisa Buono, Sarah Burgard, Laura Burgos, Mary Grace Burke, Michelle Burwell, Marcus Buzak, Sami Cadet, Nicalia Calero, Gabrielle Calloway, Stephanie Canate, Alexis Cantrell, Colleen Canyon, Andrew Cow, Daniela Capone, Lauren Caparoso, Gabrielle Caprera, Alejandra Carbajal, Rodrigo Cardenas, Michelle Carter, Madi Casol, Madeline Casano, Maeve Cassidy, Diana Castaneda, Stephanie Sadeo, Parnika Selly, Alex Cerboni, Tynesha Chambers, Alexandra Charletta, Barbara Chase, Jocelyn Chavez, Sarah Cheedley, Maritza Chero, Doreen Chilla Jones, Lisa Sablehovich, Jacqueline Claren, Molly Margaret Clark, Isabel Clemente, Elizabeth Cochran, Brenda Cadeos, Clara Kogojos, Emily Cohen, Rachel Cohen, Kathleen Coleman, Haley Collier, Emily Collins, Shalisha Cook, Shannon Kuhn, Nicole Costello, Rakia Crowley, Christina Crenny, Erin Croce, Natalie Quatros, Leah Cunningham, Colette Curry, Nicole Sear, Kaylee Dahl, Hedda DeLaw, Sarah DeLesio, Caroline Dato, Anastasia DeBow, Amanda DeCanio, Angela De Crestofano, Tessa Di Gennaro, Kristen Della Vecchia, Jody Ann Dennis, Abigail De Silva, Chris Diaz, Shanika Dixon Glaze, Joanne Doliska, Nilambes Dorville, Madeline Dubé, Mariah Duffany, Daniel Dinez, Cardley Edling, Francesca Edwards, Akosa Akenazar, Stella Elacqua, Jessica Ray Elcesser, Jason MG, Genesis Encarcion, Catherine Epps, Nicole Grace Epps, Takia Epps, Carolyn Estevez, Sherry Uvin, Anna Felishevitz, Lori Feingold, Carolyn Fenton, Colleen Ferenchak, Angelica Ferreira, Lucia Field, Michaela Finnegan, Natalie Fisher, Paige Fisk, Rachel Flint, Susan Franco, Madeline Frankel, Sarah Fraser, Marissa Frosso, Lisa Friedenrich, Elena Friend, Christopher Fry, Katie Fusito, Laura Gallagher, Alexis Garcia, Evelyn Garcia, Karina Garcia Torrido, Caroline Gerritsen, Allison Gados, Samar Gabrizebhar, Kirsten Jelmy, Emily Janetta, Lindsay Gibbons, Quanacia Ghibli, Jacqueline Geis, Aaliyah Gill, Lori Jin Catino, Onisha Gibbons, Anna Gomez, Charlene Gomez, Natalia Gomez, Luisa Gonzalez, Madeline Gonzalez, Stephanie Gonzalez, Ingrid Gooden, Kalia Goodwin, Julia Gormley, Stephanie Gould, Destiny Grant, Erica Green, Elijah Green, Tyler Green, Lisa Greenstein, Matthew Grimes, Veronica Guardado, Chantel Gintu, Elvis Guerra-Cocha, Samantha Girth, Cynthia Gutierrez, Fatima Habe, Colleen Habick, Lauren Halecki, Olivia Hahn, Caitlin Hansen, Ivory Hargrove, Maureen Harkins, Julie Harris, Toya Harity, Carter Harima, Natica Hegedus, Avery Hyman, Kayada Hendricks, Kiata Henry, Ana Heredia de Leon, Morgan Herman, Annabelle Hernandez, Jason Hernandez, Jessica Hernandez, Johanna Hernandez, Melissa Hernandez, Pamela Herrera, Allison Heron, Rivka Herson, Erin Hertrick, Alexandra Hicks, Caitlin Hill, Nakisha Bernadette Hills, Ashley Holmes, Gilletta Hostetter, Rosalie Howard, Blair Howell, Anita Hua, Ashley Huggins, Teddy Hunter, Kimara Hunter Edwards, Christine Hurst, Lillian Ebiange, Aaron Enkin, Juana Inuritigi, Yvette Israel, Christina Ishak, Ashley Jackson, Chanel Jackson, Nigeria Jackson, Adam Jadick, Sarah Jedwinski, Rashawn Jarito, Simone Jarvis, Leah Jane, Alyssa Jeffers, Arthur Johnson, Tracy Johnson, Gavin Jones, Laquanda Jones, Latia Jones, Leslie Jones, Naomi Josephs, Marie Mivline Jules, Tori Julius, Michael Kahn, Brooke Kerr, Michael Cateris, Martisha Kennard Dwyer, Iman Candile, Ani Kaniva, Raquel Cantor, Gino Capadia, Ava Kaplan, Christina Kapoor, Razia Kareem, Melanie Kataro, Jamie Katzenberger, Catherine Keogh, Sarah Keir, Megan Kelly, Andrew Kim, Josephine Kim, Robert Kimson, Caroline Kircher, Lori Katoon, Leah Klein, Erin Knoppel, Alexis Kerner, Marissa Kahn, Amanda Kolesi, Samantha Kolovich, Alexandra Cordell, Kelsey Cover, Alexandra Kritikos, Carly Krupat, Meda Kudeza, Alexandra Kolonin, Nancy LeBoy, Emma Laffey, Gregory Langan, Kimberly Langdon, Corinne Langdon, Sarah Larkin, Natalie Laurent, Meredith Lawson, David Learn, Daria Letty, Suzanne Lair, Caitlin Lenahan, Salvador Labou, Lauren Lodolce, Stephen Longley, Lobita Lugas, Justin Macaluso, Jenny Mock, Margaret Megan, Karima Major, Rebecca McCaney, Diana Mendel, Patricia Mangan, Dean Manning, Shay Mannix, Letitia Maravillas, Jennifer Marin, Criselia Marte, and Janet Martinez, Jacqueline Martinez, Lindsay Marks, Rayon Michelle, Bobby McCardle, Kelly McCardle, Haley McDermott, Heather McEwen, Kelly McGrath, Aisha McLeod Robinson, Richard McNulty, Kayla Meehan, Lisa Melendi, Andrea Mendez Perez, Angie Mendez, Marie Mendoza, Lauren Mitchellfelder, Michael Milano, D'Angelo Milford, Michael Melizzo, Mac Miller, Maya Miller, Taylor Miller, Gabriella Minchala, Octavia Minter, Amanda Mitchell, Kimberly Mondoro, Justin Montefusco, Brittany Montero, Vanessa Montero, Mariel Montgomery, Maria Gabriela Mora, Catherine Morales, Valeria Morales, Jose Moreno Hernandez, James Moriarty, Brianna Morel, Sarah Mortimer, Lindsay Museki, Gabriella Mosquita, Nancy Mount, Al Mawafi, Khadija Muhammad, Bridget Muldoon, Dina Mustafa, Juliana Muya, Jillian Myers, Laura Nagy, Melissa Najimian, Megan Knapp, Nina Narong, Jennifer Naranjo, Deborah Naroff Scott, Andrea Nasuti, Anya Nathanson Tell, Myra Nowla, Ivory Niels LeBoy, Christopher Nelson, Esteline Nicole, Patricia Noel, Melissa Norena, Charlenice Normal, Elizabeth O'Donnell, Sarah O'Kane, Kristen Odin, Sungwon O. Lorenzo, Ian Oluwa Oluwatola, Christine Onorati, Tea Ordonez, Calandria Ortiz Rizante, Christina Otero, Janet Ovales, Vanessa Oyenaye, Ida Padilla, Natalie Padua, Andrew Payne, Shirley Pahulo, Carol Palacios, Eunice Park, James Parks IV, Shandani Patel, Caitlin Petronic, Chris-Ann Patterson, Tavanye Patterson, Coco Pearson, Martha Pender, Majelyn Peralta, Maria Perry, Samantha Perkins, Kayla Perry, John Petrie, Sadea Phillips, Kara Piazza, Rebecca Pick, Kizran Pir Mohammed, Alexa Polo, Tatiana Portalatin, Rebecca Portella, Stacy Porter, Peyton Potts, Ashley Pratt, Joanna Price, Natalie Puente, Elaine Q, Juliana Quentz, Lauren Quimby, Olga Ramales Perez, Maria Ramos, Saza Alexandra Ramos, Nicole Renero, Hannah Rappaport, Leah Rappaport, Amber Ratoff, Jesse Reynolds, Kiara Richardson, Anna Richter, Nicole Riddle, India Ridley, Bianca Rinaldi, Kelly Ann Reardon, Erica Risser, Brittany Rivera, Dorothy Robinson, Naima Robinson, Luke Roach, Eric Rodriguez, April Rolls, Jeffrey Michael Romano, Joanne Romulus, Rosita Rosas, Heather Rosalind, Taylor Rushcheck, Jessica Sabatino, Karima Sayed Hatimi, Orla Lakan Salami, Christopher Salazar, Miriam Saleh, Oliver Salmon, Ashley Saltos, Gabrielle Salvador, Nadia Samlo, Carly Sanders, Ida Sang Mata, Kira Senyevsky, Valerie Santana, Juan Santiago, Diane Santos, Daisy Sands, Charla Saunders, Jennifer Sabaro, Blair Scanlon, Catherine Shakel, Morgan Schafel, Nicole Scheller, Marissa Schenkel, Brittany Schotter, Chelsea Silakin, Allison Siegerman, Rebecca Seaman, Sento Cisse, Anna Serna Garcia, Kira Shargo, Dally Shell, Tracy Sherman, Melissa Shermer, Shawnee Courtney Shoemate, Jillian Silverman, Rachel Sklar, Shaylin Smiley, Cameron Smith, Jessica Smith, Linda Smith, Kate Snyder, Sophia Sophocles, Kimberly Solomon, Shelby Summers, Alyssa Samahano, Jennifer Sorensen, Cassie Spector, Amanda Starsev, Sean Steele, Marissa Stalwag, Francesca Stewart, Shiana Still, Julia Straza, Marcy Stringham, Danielle Stewart, Melissa Sullivan, Mahogany Summers, Mayshun Soon, Amanda Swatko, Lauren Sisson, Maria Tapia Avella, Gabriela Tavares, L. Taylor, Fanny Torones, Kiana Thompson, Sadir Thompson, Lawrence Thornhill, Latasha Tony, Sherry Torelli, Santiago Toro, Emilia Torres Martinez, Jalissa Tucker, Julia Tercy, Anina Tyler, Marlena Ubel, Colleen Ubel, Victoria Ulrich, Brielle Underwood, Andy Valerius, Paul Van Blake, Nicolette Vasco, John Vasquez, Danielle Verde, Noelia Vicente, Judy Virul, Catherine Vigliotti, Pamela Villasis, Monica Villamore, Michael Viciti, Erica Van Blinken, Sierra Walker, Allison Ward, Victoria Warwick, Risa Waters, Zaria Webb Stewart, Alani Whitaker, Nicole White, Corinne Whiter, Lauren Whitfield, Natasha Whitfield, Sarah Wickheiser, Catrell Willard, Jamila Williams, Maxine Williams, Chilanda Williams Wood, Justin Winfrey, Brittany Winters, Lauren Wistrike, Brandy Witishek, Jessica Wolven, Crystal Wynn, Kyle Yanchis, Kwejo Yebua, Alacia Yeomans, Jacqueline Zosner, Samantha Segara, Christine Zametz, Galia Zelfo, Katie Zero, Jessica Zweinman, Christina Zwingli.
Presenting the Bachelor of Arts in Social Work Awards. Outstanding Student in the Camden BASW Program Award presented to Amos Kofa. Outstanding Student in the New Brunswick BASW Program Award presented to Asia Davis. The Brian C. Wright Social Work Award presented to Skylar Noon. Good afternoon, Dean Potter. On behalf of the faculty of the School of Social Work at Rutgers University, I am honored and pleased to present the members of the BA in Social Work graduating class of 2021. Their faculty have affirmed that they have successfully met all of the requirements for this degree and are entitled to apply for advanced standing for the Master of Social Work program and enter the field of social work with all the rights and responsibilities pertaining to this degree. Congratulations, class of 2021. Elizabeth R. Angela Allen, Francesca Baroni, Patricia Batista, Nicholas Beam, Julia Belmonte, Milcy Beltry, Samira Bishop, Kiara Bland, Zoe Brady, Fahima Brown Mack, Shanice Burgos, Taj Burnett, Alicia Burns, Taylor Caldwell, Kathleen Carter, Beyonce Carty, Trisha Colon Santiago, Ashley Conlow, Aisha Cook, Brianna Daly, Asia Davis, Mia De Jesus Martin, Veronica Del Monte, Corey De Silva Brown, Joanne De Rossi, Natalie DeSandro, Courtney Eckstadt, Courtney Fagans, Amanda Fawzi, Jessica Formato, Kayla Galvez, Cecile Gower, Loving Gibson, Stephanie Gill, Madison Gillipsy, Brunella Godi Martinez, Lizeth Gonzalez, Catherine Grunha, Allison Gregory, Isabel Gunn, Nicole Henson, Bethany Holder, Anisha Hippolyte, Alexander Iflin, Jessica Jerez, Danielle Johnson, Nicole Jones, Olima Jones, Keith Canuse, Amos Koa, Jenna Krutansky, Devin Leahy, Anaya Lewis Williams, Dulce Lena, Maya Lipscomb, Stephanie Luna, Vanessa Magules Fonseca, Monica Magner, Julia Mana, Brianna Martinez, Dawn Matson DiPremio, Desiree McBall, Matthew Joseph McCormick, Kristen McFadden, Emily McHale, Alyssa Miller, Nahima Moore, Destiny Morales, Elizabeth Morales, Shannon Moran, Kylie Mosher, Skylar Noon, Zaina Northen, Jessica Opipari, Crystal Ortega, Taralyn Peak, Jocelyn Pelaez, Leslie Pelaez Diaz, Franny Perez, Alyssa Perry, Caitlin Page Petrowski, Sarah Platt, Nick Prithviraj, Karina Ramirez, Liliana Rivera, Zenita Rosario, Diane Russell, Terrell Russell, Rosemary Saldana, Catherine Saladin, Samantha Sanchez, Diana Sanders, Jasmine Santella, Lauren Sapak, Nafisa Sirales, Alyssa Seitz, Sabrina Shathin, Danielle Shansculio, Danielle Shapiro, Eric Shaw, Kimberly Silverio Diaz, Wendy Smith, Shannon N. Taylor, Melissa Teal, Andrea Tobar, Taryn Ulmer, Jasmine Sky Yorutia, Stephanie Weiss, Ruben Wilmer, Sarah Wilson, Danielle Wright.
We're delighted to have Congresswoman Lisa Blunt Rochester as our honored convocation speaker. Congresswoman Blunt Rochester is the first African American and first woman to represent Delaware in the U.S. House of Representatives. She serves as an assistant whip for House leadership and sits on the House Committee on Energy and Commerce. As the Energy and Commerce Committee's only former statewide health official, Congresswoman Blunt Rochester understands healthcare from a number of different perspectives. As an implementer at the Delaware Department of Health and Social Services, as a negotiator while serving as state personnel director, and as an advocate as CEO of the Metropolitan Wilmington Urban League. She's focused on reducing the cost of healthcare and prescription drugs for middle-class families, addressing the disparity in outcomes for communities of color, and tackling our nation's opioid and addiction epidemic. Congresswoman Blunt Rochester serves as a member of the Bipartisan Heroin Task Force, which is comprised of more than 100 members united with the common goal of tackling opioid addiction. We're so grateful to have her here today.
Dean Potter, esteemed faculty, staff, family, friends, and most importantly, class of 2021 of the Rutgers School of Social Work, it is my distinct honor to address you on this momentous day. I have to begin by telling you how humbling it is to be asked to give today's convocation speech. You see, the Rutgers School of Social Work holds a special place in my heart and in my life. Rutgers Scarlet Red runs deep in my family. In addition to my sister Marla Blunt Carter being an assistant professor here, I remember that proud day when she received her Master of Social Work degree from this prestigious school. Leaving a successful career as a flight attendant to study and serve, working in soup kitchens, a senator's office, to running campaigns, including one for our country's first Black president, to being named a few times your Professor of the Year, where she is daily motivating a movement. Rutgers Scarlet Red runs deep. And while I don't recall the day as well, as a 6-year-old girl, I have faint memories of my dad, Ted Blunt, the first in his family to graduate from high school, college, and then receive an MSW from Rutgers, going on to work in the areas of gang violence prevention, public housing, education, and ultimately being elected as president of Wilmington City Council in Delaware. Rutgers Scarlet Red runs deep in my family. But the one that I remember the most is my daughter, Alyssa, who is not only traveling in the family footsteps, but is blazing her own trail, from domestic violence and substance use counselor, to transitioning youth with disabilities as a state employee, to the present as a program manager creating careers for young adults by day, and providing wisdom and empowerment to the masses at night and on weekends with her very own podcast and YouTube channel. Oh yes, Rutgers Scarlet Red runs deep. And class of 2021, it now runs deep within you. I, like your family and friends, know what you went through to get here. The studying, the hard work, sacrifices, and add a pandemic, racial awakening, and cries for justice, and an insurrection. Class of 2021, you are unstoppable. But let's put a pin right there, because we know every superhero has their posse, their squad, their peeps. So if you are watching this and there's an Alfred to your Batman, a Wonder Girl to your Wonder Woman, or a Sister Shuri to your Black Panther T'Challa, turn to them right now and say, thank you. I'll wait. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, brother. Thanks to the kids and the co-workers. Yeah, thank you. To the more than 800 graduates, know this. The degree you are leaving with is your passport to your purpose and can transform the world. There is no more pivotal time to challenge assumptions, to get proximate, as Delaware's own Brian Stevenson says, and to change our communities, our country, and our world than this present moment. And you are equipped for such a time as this. We know that these historic events didn't just create new problems as much as they shined a light on realities of our society that have long existed. I don't have to tell you that COVID-19 disproportionately impacted low wealth and communities of color, nor would you be surprised that it was those very same communities expected to bear the brunt of the crisis on the front lines, or that a food desert and an environmental justice community is not a prescription for good health or educational outcomes. And while the murder of George Floyd may have ripped the blinders off so many Americans in this country, those of you who have lived experiences or work in many communities and neighborhoods have long known about the strained relationships and broken systems that have led Black Americans to face the trauma of police brutality far too often. And while January 6th may have represented a stunning crescendo of conspiracy and lies, we know all too well that the forces of separation, racism, and bigotry that acted as the fuel to those fires have long been a scourge on our society. And so it begs the question, how can we move forward? How do we heal? How do we thrive? Class of 2021, the answer is you. It's why your work is so important. In the words of my daughter, you are the pulse of the nation. And when you look up the definition of pulse, we know that we use it to check to see how well the heart is working. Again, we check the pulse to see how hard and how well the heart is working. And for me and so many others, you are the antidote to poverty, hate, and fear. Your work ensures the well-being of individuals, families, workplaces, neighborhoods, as well as our society as a whole. It's the lifeblood. It's your 6 values. Service. Everything that you do, every day that you do it, is about working in service of others. And it is that value and spirit of service that our world needs now more than ever. Social justice. I can think of no more relevant time in our nation's history for you all to be stepping into the world to bring that core value of social justice into our communities. From immigration, climate action, a livable wage to policing, we know that with you on the front lines advocating for legislation, providing mental health care, or de-escalating situations, lives not only thrive, but will be saved. Dignity and worth of the person. At the core of all social work is that fundamental principle that every single person on this planet has inherent dignity and worth. that we are no better than anyone and that no one is any better than us. In the words of Aretha Franklin, we all just want some RESPECT, respect. See me, respect me. The importance of human relationships. Social workers understand the value and importance of creating lasting and meaningful relationships, especially with those they serve. In the words of Maya Angelou, I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And social workers also know the power of connections to get things done. They are your superpower. Integrity. Social workers know that your word is your bond, that the only way to truly serve is to build trust. And the only way to build trust is by staying true to your word. Integrity lies at the heart of everything you do, and competence. You have learned all the tools and gained all the knowledge you need to truly go out into the world and make a profound difference in the lives of people you meet because of all you've learned and all that you've experienced here at Rutgers. Bottom line, now more than ever, every single role of the social worker needs to play a key part in every decision at every table. No matter whether you're clinical, whether you're in practice, whether it's macro, whether it's micro, every single social worker has a role to play. Now, no graduation speech would be complete without some nuggets of wisdom. So I'm going to leave you with 4 quick ones. 4 quick ones. I call them the 4 no's. The first is know yourself. What are you good at? What do you love to do? Where do you need help and growth? That's one of the things as a former Secretary of Labor, and even when I'm interviewing people now, I look at self-awareness. But also remember that you also have to know when you're overwhelmed and that you take care of yourself. You cannot truly be there for others if you don't take care of yourself. You cannot keep running if your tank is on empty. Know yourself. Number 2, know your stuff. That's where the competence comes in. And what I've found is that connecting the dots, that connection is the important piece. Taking what you learned in a book, what you learned out in the field, the people that you met, continuous learning. Curiosity is king. Know your stuff. Know your why. For me, it is important that you know your why because the why is the thing that fuels you and sustains you. I remember during January 6th being one of the members of Congress that was trapped up in the gallery during the insurrection. So many things swirled through my head. You know, first it was just the problem solving of how to make it out of there, that basic instinct of survival, crawling all the way around the floor of the balcony to get to the other side, looking for a gas mask, trying to figure out how to open it. All of those things were in my head. But when I finally stopped and looked and listened, I could hear a gunshot at one entrance, and I could see officers poised with guns pointing at the door of the other entrance. And so many things went through my mind. But I remember thinking about my ancestors and wondering, how did they make it through slavery? How did they make it through Jim Crow? How did they make it through the civil rights movement with water hoses and dogs upon them? And how did I even get to Congress? I stopped in that moment and I prayed because that was the only thing that I had, the only power I had available to me. But I was reminded as well of the question I asked when my husband, at the age of 52, lay dying on his deathbed. And I asked, why? Why is this happening? Why are we here? And so clearly it came to me that we were here on this planet to love. Love is my why. When you love someone, you don't want to see them hungry. You don't want to see them homeless. When you love children, you want them to have clean air and water. You want people to have health care. You don't want people to be discriminated against. Love. Love yourself. Love each other. Love this planet. And if you believe in God, love God. That's my why. What is your why? Know your why. It will sustain you, even on the days you want to give up. And the last no is don't take no for an answer. You, social workers, are problem solvers, critical thinkers. You are the most creative, innovative people I know. So when people try to shut a door, you find another way. It's the thing that got you to this place, this far on your journey. So today, celebrate. But tomorrow, in the words of the legendary American poet, Beyonce, get back to business so you can run the world. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Christiana Danielle is a singer, songwriter, national recording artist, public speaker, and mental health advocate. Christiana graduated with a Bachelor of Social Work from Huntington University in 2017, and with an MSW with a Certificate in Violence Against Women and Children from Rutgers School of Social Work in 2020. She was a top 10 standout performer on season 14 of NBC's The Voice and was coached by Alicia Keys. Christiana recently released her debut EP, Growth, in November of 2020. Christiana continues to destigmatize mental health, racial disparities, and discrimination of marginalized communities through her profession as a mental health consultant to nonprofit organizations and adjunct social work instructor at Vincennes University. She's also working on a mental health album that shines a light on depression, anxiety, sexual assault, and trauma that will be accompanied by a curriculum curated to discuss the implications of each song topic on daily life. Her goal is to combine her passions for singing and mental health to help others become more mindful, mentally healthful, and conscious of their impact on themselves and the world around them.
And another one bites the dust. Oh, why can I not conquer love? And I might have thought that we were one. Wanted to fight this war without weapons. And I wanted bad. But there were so many red flags. Now another one bites the dust. Yeah, let's be clear, I trust no one. You did not break me. I'm still fighting for peace. I've got thick skin and an elastic heart, but you're that it might be too sharp. I'm like a rubber band until you pull too hard. Yeah, I may snap and I move fast, but you won't see me fall apart. No, 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 no. 'Cause I got an elastic heart. I've got an elastic heart. And I will stay up through the night. Yeah, let's be clear, won't close my eyes. And I know that I can survive. I'll walk the fight to save my life. And I want my life so bad. I'm doing everything I can. Now another one bites the dust. It's hard to lose the chosen one. You did not break me. I'm still fighting for peace. Oh, 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 oh. No, no, no. Oh, 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 oh. I've got thick skin and an elastic heart, but you're that it might be too sharp. I'm like a rubber band until you pull too hard. Oh, you won't see me falling apart. No, 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 'cause I've got an elastic, 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 elastic heart. I've got an elastic heart. Congratulations, class of 2021. You did it. You have been resilient, you have been diligent, and your hard work has finally paid off. I'm so happy I get to share this day with you. Enjoy.
Graduates, you've been prepared for a fabulous career in social work by an outstanding group of faculty and field instructors. We wish you great success. We know each of you will find creative ways to make a difference in the lives of the people and communities you serve. You're entering a new world at a time of great crisis and need. You're the future of our profession. You are our hope for a more just future. This is not the end of our time together. You are a Rutgers social work grad now, and you will lead alongside the school for many years to come. We're so very proud of you. Please be safe and well. Congratulations.